Hello, everyone. I know that this is one of those scenarios of wondering why there was another podcaster probably on your TikTok feed, but I'm just gonna kind of jump straight into it. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna just go fully into a lot of my thoughts of things that haven't really been said yet that, I kind of just want to put on the table here to just, add more to it, which I know a lot of people are already tired of it, but hey, you know, so first off, I just want to say something as simple as, TikTok is just Twitter now. I know a lot of people find this really freaking weird, but like, I don't think I've seen, if anyone remembers how Twitter was, where it was just an absolute constant hellscape of everybody arguing with each other 24/7 and like nobody actually doing anything other than posting other political shit, that is just what TikTok is now. Now, don't get me wrong, there are people like artists on here, and there are people that make like goofy, silly, funny memes on here, but doesn't that sound a lot like what Twitter was? I think just TikTok is the new Twitter. As weird as this may sound, because everyone's like praising Blue Sky, because, oh, Blue Sky sounds so much better, oh, we gotta all go to Blue Sky, because Blue Sky is the new Twitter. I don't think it really is. It seems like really Blue Sky seems a lot more like a, sophisticated place, if that makes any sense. Everybody seems to be a lot more organized and seems to actually stay within their own domain because, their algorithm actually, is giving them exactly what they want. And I think it's probably going to stay that way for a while because of the, ironically, sophistication that is on Blue Sky. I think TikTok is just the new Twitter. Because I see consistent amounts of politics, memes, and downright just scams. I see so many people on TikTok that are trying to pretend that like, oh yeah, you can become a full-time content creator too. I'm like, all the time. Or somebody complaining about not being a full-time content creator. And it's just with extra steps. It is, I would say, with how TikTok is now, you need to tread it lightly, because now it feels like, I now get all of these, like, people that talk about praising God. All I saw, that's all I got on when I was on Twitter. I'm like, I saw people that were complaining about, one side or the other, which is just really stupid. And now there's like a whole, now that there's like now that all the generations are on it too, now there's all this generational war. And it's just really stupid, because I think baby boomers are the worst out of all of them, simply because of the fact that, Gen X got fucked out of retirement by their own parents. Millennials got fucked out of, being able to actually support their family by baby boomers. And then Zoomers got fucked out of just eating. The world we live in right now is mostly burning, but at the same time as well is the only way that you can really do it is just by living your life the way you need to and doing what you think is currently right. Because unfortunately, like, as much as everybody brings chaos to this point, it is also kind of an every man for themselves scenario right now out there in the world. But I am saying right now, because of what's happening out there, shit has happened to me personally, out in my real world, has just, triggered me in such an insane way to the level that, like, I was watching my back before. I had a lot of, like, issues before, like, not trusting anybody, and now I just really don't as much as I previously did before now, but I also can handle myself. It is the same thing with, you, but on top of it as well, you need to separate this and reality. Seriously, separate that shit. I don't care if your same beliefs and people that do the same thing that you're involved with or something that you believe in is on here, question it. Every single time. It doesn't matter what happens, question social media, because now TikTok is essentially just Twitter again. And I know that Twitter was like, everybody's like, oh, Twitter was a hellfire, but now it's even worse than it was before. This is Twitter again. This is just Twitter. So just let that soak in for a second and just recognize that if people make stuff on here, just think of it like a Twitter post. And now you probably want to get off this platform now that you recognize that, right? It's one of those platforms that you go off of and like you scroll through it, you get all angry, you hate it, you get off of it, and then you go back on again. That is exactly what I did with Twitter myself. It's the same thing of how I do with TikTok. Like, I go on TikTok, I scroll TikTok a little bit, and then I make a video, and then I'm just like, oh yeah, like, I, for some reason, put all my frustrations on TikTok. I didn't do that before, and now all of a sudden, I do that. It's how this platform is now. And I hate to say it, but it's just, if you go on here, maybe treat it like how Twitter was, because at the very least, now we can all be on the same page of how annoying this platform is. Obviously, I don't think anybody that I know goes on Twitter anymore like they used to. For anyone that did, because, not a lot of people went on Twitter in the first place. But now it's just like people went from, now they had to go somewhere, and this is the place. Which is really annoying, because there's a lot of things that I believe that I see on here that I'm like, that is something that I was like, man, I've been saying that for a while. But turns out, I pull the thing that I remember from like what Twitter used to do to me, and I'm like, man, this fucking sucks. Why am I on here? This is one of those things where now people are gonna like delete TikTok and be like, oh yeah, well, I got over TikTok. Like, and that will be an achievement while other people are still on TikTok, and because, it's the same thing. I am literally on here because when I was first on here, I was trolling and I was a shitposter. Duet trolling was a massive thing, and I plan on going back to that soon. I do, honestly. I just wanted to show people that the fact of the matter of that a platform that has evolved in a way that I could not comprehend before is actually makes a lot more sense than it did before. Now, does it have as much freedom as it did before? Probably not. But, Twitter kind of would ban people for random shit as well anyway, So now, what do we do exactly? Well, I don't know. Amazon apparently is owning Lemonade, so that's probably who's owning TikTok now. So just, take a step back, relax, and just realize that this is Twitter. And now, when you move on, now you'll be like, oh, this is Twitter. So whatever goes on Twitter stays on Twitter, and when I go off of Twitter, I don't talk about Twitter. Easy fucking peasy, no problem. There's still frustrations that you could talk about on Twitter, but again, it just stays on TikTok, because TikTok is Twitter now. I hope this helped.